I'm here at Society Billiards in New York City to hang out with my friend and co-commentator, Nick Schulman, the guy who many of you know for his talents on the poker felt. But as it turns out, those talents extend to a different type of felt as well. All right, here we are, man. This is Society Billiards. This was basically the place that raised you between 14 and 17?
Somewhat.
How'd you get into pool? I mean, why, it wasn't like the thing. I'm trying to think back when I was in high school. It wasn't a thing to do.
Well, it wasn't a thing to do. My sister took me when I was maybe 11. I went for just the day to hang out. And there were some really serious players playing, and they were, they were kind of cool. It was a serious match. People were watching. And this one guy was playing who I wound up becoming pretty close with. He just wasn't missing at all. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. I don't know what the path was. It's not like I was like, I'm a serious pool player now, but I just sort of wanted to go more and more often. And then many good players, great players from around the New York area, they took a liking to me, started taking me under their wing, because I was 12, 13, and I was in the back practicing, and I would have the book open, yeah. And they would start coming over, try this, try that. And I got pretty good.
So even though you sank the stripe, you're going with solids because as you read the table...
Because of the 10. That's why. The 3 goes, and the 10 doesn't. The 10 has no future. Even though I made a stripe, I think the prospects here are better.
So your mom and dad did they know that you were coming out here and doing this? Or was it like, oh, I'm going to Billy's to do homework?
It was a little bit of both. I mean, it was kind of Billy's to do homework when I was like 13, 14, but by 15, I mean, it was quite clear.
So you were cutting school to come down to the pool?
Yeah, all the time.
So you were obsessed.
I was very into pool, and the thing about pool, it's like, everything about it really agrees with me. I like action, I like competition, I like hanging out with scumbags, I like fucking, you know what I mean? I like just being one of the guys, and the pool room is that way.
Do you remember the first time you played a match for money?
I do. There was this
guy... With
guy...
adults, like with grown-ups? You were playing for $2 and $5? Okay.
Yeah, we'd play for a few shekels. They'd be trying to take me off, by the way, like bust me. I learned a lot. I mean, it's like, pool is a very unforgiving game, so you have to just kind of stay centered. I mean, I've thrown pool cues on the roof, cracked them over my knee, yeah, I mean...
Tilt monkey.
Tilt in pool is beyond anything.
How good did you get, Nick? Like, were you going around and playing tournaments as well?
Played the US Open a few years. I did all right 1 year.
Is that like the World Series of Poker?
I would say it's tougher in a sense because it's really like, you're not gonna get lucky. You know what I mean? It's pretty pure. The better players are gonna win, but the magic of poker is you could win the main event, anybody. In pool, no.
Oh, I feel robbed. Now I put too much on it.
It was a great try, man.
How did cards creep into the picture?
When I was 16, I was in a pool hall in, maybe even 15. I was in Pennsylvania.
You were traveling to play pool now? At this age?
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
It was a $20 sit and go, a one-table tournament. It was going on in the back. I couldn't get any action or something. I was out of commission pool-wise. I rifled a 20 at it, won it. Very lucky. I didn't know what I was doing. I really did get lucky. But I liked the way it felt, Ali. I liked those chips, and I said, maybe I should take a look at this because it's kind of nice. You're just sitting there. And I'd always played cards. I played gin. I had card sense, I guess you could say, somewhat, but that was when I first kind of caught the poker bug, and it just happened fast from there.
But you don't strike me as the type of person who comes across a game of any type and decides, oh, this is fun, let me just play it. Like you delve. Like you go in, you want to learn, you want to read up.
I either delve or I don't. Yeah, that's kind of the way I am. It's a full delve, or I'm not much of a hobbyist. I like to really get in there.
Yeah, it's deep end diving.
I'm not even saying that's the way to be. It's just the way that I am.
So with poker, was that the way you reacted to it after that sit and go the first time?
Very much so. When you kind of fall in love with something, you kind of know. I knew I'd be playing for a long time in some capacity. I didn't know I'd be sitting here fucking talking to you, commentating, interviewing me.
Now, Jean Robert plays a bunch of pool too, right?
He does. Yes, he does.
Did you guys bump heads here in New York on the pool circuit ever?
We have.
How'd you guys make your way into a match? You were playing poker and started talking about it?
If there's 2 pool players in a room who both like to gamble, it's just gonna happen.
Well, talk me through. I want to hear like the thought process.
Trying to figure out the right order to go here. The 7 is a little bit problematic. It doesn't go in this corner. It doesn't go in this corner.
The 8 blocks, the 12 blocks.
The 8 and the 12 blocks. So I'm thinking 1, 2, deal with the 7, you know, and then handle the 6 and the 4.
So now, the underground poker scene in New York was as big, if not even bigger, than like, you know, the pool stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
We're talking back in what, like the early 2000s,
yep.
maybe, late 90s?
Yep, early 2000s,
okay.
When I was playing.
Talk to me about that whole scene.
Those guys all played at a place called the Mayfair Club. But a lot of those guys from there migrated into the new New York clubs. There were many, many poker rooms in New
So they
York
weren't like official, it was just like, oh yeah, Jimmy's got a game on Wednesdays.
No, it was more, they were establishments, I mean, that ran poker games. It was a poker room. It was an illegal poker room.
And were you ever like, I mean, what are the stories there? Were there people, you know, worried about getting robbed and like, you know, whatever?
There was a golden era where it was basically incidentless for a while, and that was lovely. But then robberies started happening, then raids started happening, and it was very sad.
And who we all know as like the daily household names did you ever run into in that?
Played with Phelps in there, Vanessa Phelps.
Really?
She played. She's from, you know, the tri-state area. A lot of players rolled through. You
know?
Really? Yeah.
Everyone had like
Steve Bilarakis. He came down
Smokey.
for a while. Mr. Smokey. He was staying with me when we were both 19, and we were hitting up the club scene.
Yeah, there's no age limit, right? I mean, if you got the stake and you want to come
they'll let a 7-year-old in there if he has money.
I'm not even sure what I'm doing, but
nobody is sure what you're doing here.
Look, I can't hit the 1. I can't hit the 7. I thought
that was very. I
felt that might go.
That was very uncomfortable, Ali.
Is this generally considered?
It's slightly frowned upon, but I'm all right with it because you do things like this on a daily basis.
I'm that guy.
Go with a little curve, man.
You hit it.
No, this is your shot, pal. I'm solid. So I don't want to deal with this.
I don't want to deal with this freaking. What about the tournament shift, right? So here you are, you're playing high stakes cash games. You know, you watch the World Poker Tour. Like, what brought that into your radar?
It was like obvious I was going to go play tournaments because I was doing well in cash. Online was going okay. New York games were going okay. As humbly as I can, you know, I was winning. I felt good about my game. I felt confident, and I felt ready to you know, get out there.
And what kind of bankroll were you sitting on after playing for, I'm guessing, 5-ish years? 10 grand would have been a lot of money to me in my late teens.
Broke and like 300 dimes. I was playing 25, 50 no limit online a lot. Wow. That was kind of my...
How did you handle that, man? I mean, that's like an ungodly amount of money for full-grown adults, you know, who've lived a full life.
I didn't care whatsoever. It wasn't real money to me. I was playing online. I was keeping score. I just wanted to get better at poker. I know that that's odd. It's hard to explain, but I would be way more stressed out about something absurd than I would about losing 20 or 30,000 from a young age. I don't know why. Probably from growing up in the pool room. In the pool room, it's like cultural, you know. You go broke and you get on your grind. It's almost fun, you know what I mean? It's like you like to have money, run it up, but it's like if you go broke, now you have to get out there. Now you got to go to fucking Jersey or the Bronx, or you got to, and it's like it's a thing. It's like it's not to say that I don't respect money, because I do, and I respect hard work. Tournaments too. It could be a $10 tournament. It could be a 25, 50 game. It doesn't matter. I want to figure out the spots. I want to know what to do. I always wanted to know what to do, when to do it, how to do it, what the different stakes were and how to adjust. It was never like, oh, I hope I do win this amount. Shit, I shouldn't have lost that amount. It just wasn't that way for me.
And with all the time that you're spending on these passions, these hobbies, how do you find time for you, so to speak? Like, I mean, or is this it? Is this like...
I have my fulfillment outside of my work life or my career, but I'm very dedicated. You know, I really want to be one of the best players in the world. I just do, and it's a lot of work, and I put the time in to try to make that happen year in and year out. And when I feel like I can't put that time in, maybe I don't know. I don't know, but I'm one of those people. I take this shit really seriously. So, nice shot.
That wasn't really the idea, but
that was a good shot. The triple bank in the side, this is a famous pool trick shot.
What?
You use some right-hand English, some right-hand spin, okay? And it's just sort of one of these shots. It's just kind of a natural shot. Every pool player can make that shot. You can make that shot. Let's see. Come on, baby. You got this. It has a chance, ladies and gentlemen. It has a chance.
No.
Ali, if you make this shot.
What? If I make this shot, what?
I'll give you $100,000 cash. And I'm not tacky like that, but if you make this and draw back, you got 100 G's from me.
All right. I'll take 1,000. I wouldn't take 100,000.
But you could take 25 million. You ain't making the shot, pal. I mean, it's impossible. Because you gotta shoot the shot, man. This is gonna be a disaster. The cue ball's not even gonna come backwards.
Am I fundamentally correct right now?
No.
Okay, so just...
If you make this and draw back, it'll be the greatest accomplishment in pool history. I swear to God. You can ask any pool player.
That was better than what you expected?
Much better.
You know, I've known Nick a long time, from playing online poker with one another to commentary over the last year or two. And as much as I thought I knew about him, I learned even more here today. Just a fascinating life. And for a guy that essentially plays games for a living, he approaches them as anything but a game.